If you're in need of a shoe, I'm just gonna take off my shoe and give it to you, right? Now we're equal, right? Now we have shoes, but you probably don't wear a size 10. And so, yeah, I can teach you, but why don't I teach you in a way that fits how you learn the best?
There are systems that haven't changed for decades, and I feel like that is a big part of why we still have inequity in schools.
Because it's always been an issue. It hasn't just been an issue in the past 2 years. It's not something new that random people have started talking about on the internet. It's something that's always been an issue throughout the history of the United States that needs to be addressed.
School, fortunately and unfortunately, is one of those big institutions. And whenever you have institutional problems, it affects everybody.
We know from research that schools are basically just microcosms of our larger society, and the issues that plague our society are the same issues that present in our public school systems. Issues of marginalization based on class, race, any differentiating factor.
Being black myself, I've experienced and seen as a student different forms of inequity. It affects students in that a lot of my students, and I see a great many of them, by the time they get to me in 8th grade, they really have decided whether school is for them or not.
And if you look at data, you can see that some students are performing well and some students are not. And if that's the case, then something needs to change. What can we do differently so that all students are being successful in our schools?
And so the biggest power that we have to change circumstances for students and to fight the inequities that exist is to increase their academic achievement, because that's going to increase their opportunity and their options.
So I have been a part of the equity team at Orange since freshman year, and we have been received with open arms from every single principal that has walked through these halls.
Our district leadership is doing really big things to make equity a priority, both in policy and in practice.
It's not they're the adult and I'm the child. They listen to what I have to say and ask me to propose solutions, and then they work with me to try and see those things into fruition.
Equity measures are going to help white students as well as black and brown students. They're going to help all students create a more diverse environment and become more successful in their futures.
So to me, what it looks like is for somebody that doesn't speak English, like give them an ESL class, that way they can learn to speak it, or like send someone to help translate them, that way they can get their work done and they don't fall behind.
As a teacher and as a parent, you have to understand where your child is coming from, and you have to understand how they best learn and what they need to be successful in the classroom.
You can't just teach every student the same lesson. You need to teach students what they need to improve.
Personal experience is a great way to send an olive branch and tell someone to come over and maybe listen to what I have to say. It can really change your perspective.
If you have nothing in common with the student, learn something from them that they love and go learn about it, so that you can start to have these conversations, and so students can really feel like they're tethered to their school system.
My students who did not speak English at all, I would take the time to go through and just Google Translate my notes, because it's worth it.
Getting to know those students and what their experiences are. It's not a one-size-fits-all curriculum.
If you're intervening in the ways that students need, and if you're meeting students where they are, you're going to have improved outcomes, and your academic achievement will move, your school letter grade will move.
We're invested in getting to know who they are. It's an exciting place to be when you know that people are committed to wanting to do what is best for children.
We're going to get your student what they need. And if you're one of the very lucky parents of students that are at the top of their class, they're doing everything, we're going to find a way to challenge them. However, in the same vein, for students that aren't there, we're going to find a way to bring them to that next level. We're going to give them what they need.
You never arrive. You're never done. There is always an improvement to be made. There is always a system to be fixed. There is always a point to be considered.
Because every single student that walks into our door, they have talent, and there's something in life that they're going to be really good at. And part of our job is to help them see that in themselves.
There is multiple ways of being successful. Our definitions aren't the same because we don't learn the same. We weren't raised the same. We didn't come from the same background, but we should all have the chance to be successful. And whatever way we get there, that's the equity piece.